Good day, everyone. I am Fernaline Abiara, and you can call me Fern, by the way. So, I will be your tour guide for today's video. And let's talk about the historical foundation of physical education. So, what are you waiting for? Hop on to our time machine, fasten your seatbelts, and together, let's travel around the world. First up is China. In ancient China, they focused on developing students' physical competence and their ability to use this to perform in a wide variety of activities, including martial arts, weightlifting, archery, tug of war, and boxing. There are a range of meaning beyond their activities. Their training or physical activities purpose is to keep the body in good organic condition and ward off certain diseases caused by an activity and are also part of their religious rituals, social customs, battle, and self-defense. The objective of their activities clearly emphasizes education through the physical. The events served as the growth of physical education and sports in the ancient China includes the often occurring wars and their dedication to their religion. And the events that served as a deterrent to its development is mainly because of modernity. In the modern days, the physical activities in the ancient China is still practiced and is innovated by modernity and is performed by modern people. Now that you already know the history of the physical education in ancient China, let's hop on to this country called India. Health and physical education are regarded as continuing to be required subjects in India from the basic to secondary levels and as an optional subject at the upper secondary levels. It must, however, be accorded the same status as other subjects. That means that their government thought more about the education through the physical since it can improve their overall well-being. Physical education plays a key role in the development of a student's life. It helps in developing students' competence and confidence, and helps them to take part in a wide range of physical activities that are crucial to their lives, both in and out of school. In 1948, Central Government of India established a Committee of Physical Education which was named as the Rocket Committee. From 1948 government, physical education colleges has been established in each and every states of India for fulfillment of required teachers. But the deterioration of the development of physical education in India is mainly because of the burnout of young athletes. Fun fact, the modern version of badminton was actually born in India. Wow! Now you know that the government of India is really dedicated in giving their students the physical education they really deserved. And now let's hop on to the ancient Greece. In one high point of ancient history, Athenian Greeks came to forefront in Thera 700 to 600 BC with their quest for physical and intellectual perfection. In numerous festivals, Athenians celebrated the beauty of the human form in dance, religious rites, and athletics. The Olympic Games offered a civilizing influence with social class disregarded and all citizens judged on athletic competition. If a war was being fought, it was halted during the Olympic Games. Education of the physical. The Athenian culture was very democratic and focused on training the mind and body. Reading and writing was a large part of society as well as physical activity. While Spartans who live in Sparta, their system was similar to a dictatorship. Male children were taken at the age of 7 to learn basic military skills while living in barracks. Their main objective is education through the physical, which is very different from the Athenian, and their love of war
probably influenced the war of the modern world.
So, we already talked about ancient China, India, Greece, and now let's hop on to ancient Rome. Roman political ambition incorporated physical education into a national program for military preparedness. Centering on boys and men, physical education focused on activities that build and maintained warriors. In the Republican period, the Romans built gymnasiums and palæstrae, which served as the event that helped to develop their education through the physical. And the most popular physical activity in ancient Rome is boxing, which helped to cultivate the modern-day boxing. And now, let's dig deeper to the history of physical education. Let's go to the Dark Age of Europe. Education during the Middle Ages usually was education of the nobility, for what little education there was for the common people was oriented towards learning a trade and surviving. However, the male nobility was educated for knighthood. Physical education lay at the core of the training for knighthood at all stages, with goals of acquiring military prowess and developing social graces and sports skills, which I conclude an education through the physical. This physical activity or knighthood in the Dark Age in Europe contributed to the modern military. Now, let's hop on to our next destination, which is the Age of Feudalism. The youths were taught liberal sense, but there was no form of organized physical education, while chivalry education was physical, social, and military in the nature, and offered opportunities for military training and participation in physical education activities. Now, let's go to my favorite part, which is the Renaissance period. The Renaissance period helped to interpret the worth of physical education to public in general. The belief became prevalent that physical education is necessary from health as a preparation for warfare as a means of developing the body. Although many sports were introduced during the Renaissance period, football, land bowling, and tennis were the three main sports that influenced today's time period the most. The Renaissance period was a time of change and rebirth. During this period, the rise of the middle class occurred. And our last destination is to the continent of Europe. Here in Germany, since the late 18th century, German contributions to development in sports and physical education has been significant and widespread. The main activity which greatly contributed to modern physical activities is gymnastics. Here in Sweden, PE was introduced as a compulsory subject in the Swedish culture system during the 19th century. Their physical activity, which they called bandy, has become a little more internationally well known in recent years. And for our last stop, essentially, school physical education in England evolved out of two traditions. England is considered the cradle of the game of football. The history of football being played in England dates back many centuries. I hope that you enjoyed our journey for today. See you next time!